Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Christopher McIntosh
And I'm Jackson Raposo.
and this is
Robotics
Robotics in
in
Industry. Now before we get into the meat and potatoes of the presentation, it's important that you understand a little bit of the basics behind robotics engineering and robotics engineering as a profession. Alright, so first things first, what is a robotics engineer? Well, a robotics engineer is responsible for designing new robots and maintaining and updating existing robots. They are responsible for programming robots and debugging these said programs, and they can work in the fields of mining, manufacturing, agriculture, military, and medicine. They have backgrounds in mechanical, electrical, and software engineering. So if you want to be a robotics engineer, there's no specific robotics engineer course that you can take. You generally have to be one of the four types of engineers that I just mentioned.
Next up, where do robotics engineers work? Robotics engineers work full-time in laboratories, offices, and manufacturing or industrial plants. They can be exposed to hazards from equipment or from toxic materials. However, harmful incidents are rare as long as proper procedures are followed. So if you're not messing around on the job, you'll be A-OK.
How much does the average robotics engineer make? The salary for a robotics engineer will vary a lot based on your location, what company you're working in, and the status within that company. According to myblueprint.com, a robotics engineer working in Canada will make a low salary of $48,000 per year. The average robotics engineer will make $73,000 per year, and a high-paid robotics engineer will make $115,000 per year. According to study.com, the average robotics engineer working in the States will make roughly $108,000 per year.
What is the job market like for someone who wants to be a robotics engineer? In 2012, there were roughly 141,000 robotics engineers working in Canada. Now, in 2016, there are roughly 150,000 robotics engineers working in Canada. This is estimated to steadily increase as time goes on. In 2022, there will be an estimated 159,461 robotics engineers working in Canada.
As you can see based on this graph, the number of robotics engineers employed in Canada is set to increase over the near future.
Now we're going to shed some light on our specific job that we have chosen.
This is everything that you need to know about being a senior principal engineer for Anti-Tamper at Raytheon Missile Systems. Here is a general overview of what the job entails.
What is Raytheon Missile Systems? Raytheon Missile Systems, otherwise known as RMS, is the world leader in design, development, and production of missile systems for critical requirements such as air-to-air strikes, land combat missiles, guided projectiles, and missile defense. RMS employs over 14,000 employees both in the US and worldwide. RMS's headquarters are in Tucson, Arizona. RMS generated $6.6 billion in revenue in 2013.
So what exactly will you be getting into? Well, some of your key responsibilities will be to lead the implementation of anti-tamper into Raytheon Missile Systems products. And anti-tamper software, or tamper-resistant software, is just a software which makes it harder for an attacker to modify these missiles. You will have to interact with customers to define AT requirements, solutions, trades, costs, implementation, system impacts, and effectiveness. You will provide leadership for developing plans and estimates, task execution, project tracking, reporting, and risk identification and mitigation plans, and you will pursue and capture new business initiatives in anti-tamper. Some more of your key responsibilities will be keeping senior management informed on all major accomplishments, issues, and concerns, educating Raytheon and customers alike in AT, planning AT implementations in customer systems, consulting and assisting program line management with AT architectures and issues, and developing top-level system requirements and flowing down requirements and implementation concepts to subsystems.
Next, we're going to be talking about salary. What does a Raytheon Senior Principal Systems Engineer make versus an average robotics engineer? A Raytheon Senior Principal Systems Engineer makes more than the average robotics engineer. A Raytheon Senior Principal Systems Engineer makes 196,000 Canadian dollars a year. An average robotics engineer working in the USA makes approximately 108,379 Canadian dollars a year. This is because this position requires large responsibility as it is a very senior job in this position, and the Raytheon is a large company that supplies to 80 nations worldwide.
So where will this job require you to work? Well, taking up this position will require you to relocate. Raytheon has locations all around the world, however, this specific job is open in Tucson, Arizona. Raytheon has two facilities located in Tucson in pretty convenient locations. Both are located to Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, and both are near the Tucson International Airport, not to mention they are within a 30-minute drive of each other.
When working at Raytheon, there are values and visions that are expected. The values that are expected are trust, respect, collaboration, innovation, and accountability. On the other hand, the vision that they're aiming for is one global team creating trusted, innovative solutions to make the world a safe and happier place.
Employees at Raytheon are expected to uphold a specific code of conduct that dictates how Raytheon employees will treat their customers. This involves taking pride in their ethical culture, being honest and doing the right thing, being inclusive and embracing diverse perspectives and values, fueling more powerful ideas, deeper relationships, and great opportunities to achieve shared objectives together with other companies, challenging the status quo and acting with speed and agility to produce global growth, and honoring commitments and anticipating the needs of their customers to create a better world. Now, you can't just fly down there to Arizona and say, hey, give me the job. That's not how it works. There are certain steps that you should take starting in high school and then continuing through university that will give you a better opportunity and a greater chance of being accepted for the job.
Which high school courses will put you on the right path for this job? Math and science courses are very important when applying for a job in the field of robotics. Algebra, biology, calculus, chemistry, computer science, language arts, pre-calculus, physics, and a second language, along with trigonometry, are all very, very important.
A formal university education is required for this job. You will need both of the following: a bachelor's degree and an advanced degree in either electrical engineering, systems engineering, mechanical engineering, engineering mechanics, computer science, engineering science, or robotics.
What previous experience is necessary for this job? 8 years of relevant experience in the fields of computer technology, reverse engineering, or AT is required. Extensive experience regarding AT systems for military applications is also required. Detailed understanding of and experience in engineering security solutions for government customers is essential.
Some other examples of personal experience that Raytheon is looking for in the candidates for this job are leadership in the implementation and business growth of anti-tamper implementation with technical management experience overseeing technology throughout the entire life cycle, and strong interpersonal skills with the ability to interact positively with coworkers, suppliers, management, and customers in a team environment. Most professions have a specific college or union that is associated with them. This college or union is generally responsible for licensing the workers within that profession. The National Council of Examiners for Engineering and Surveying, or the NCEES, is a national nonprofit organization dedicated to advancing professional licensure for engineers and surveyors in the United States. The NCEES is responsible for developing, administering, and scoring the examinations used for engineering and surveying licensure in the United States. It also facilitates professional mobility and promotes uniformity of the U.S. licensure processes through services for its member licensing boards and licensees.
How to get certified into the NCEES. While each state licensing board has its own laws regarding engineering licensure, there is a general 3-step process for licensure candidates.
The first of these 3 steps is education. Generally, engineering licensing boards require professional engineer candidates to have an Engineering Accreditation Commission / Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technologies accredited bachelor's degree. Check these requirements of your state licensing board. Each state licensing board has varying educational requirements.
Number 2 is exams. Licensure candidates typically must pass the Fundamentals of Engineering, or FE exam, and the Principles and Practice of Engineering, or PE exam.
The last of these requirements is experience. Most states require 4 years of acceptable, progressive, and verifiable work experience in the industry. Thank you very much for watching our presentation on robotics engineering, and more specifically, what it takes to be a senior principal engineer for anti-tamper at Raytheon Missile Systems.
We hope we have taught you a lot about the field of robotics and engineering. Wishing you the best throughout this holidays.
And we'll see you in Arizona.